The Garden Party and Other Stories by Catherine Mansfield. It is published in 1922. In it, the theme of despair, sadness, reliance, appearance, desperation, and happiness are explored in the character of the protagonist. In this one chapter, we will read about a teacher, the music teacher. She taught her students according to her mood. If she was happy, she learned them a happy song. But if she was sad, she learned them sad song. According to her mood, she always take the singing class. With despair called sharp despair buried deep in her heart like a wicked knife, Miss Meadows, in cap and gown and carrying a little button, trod the cold corridors that led to the music hall. The name of the teacher was Miss Meadows. And it was a great cold. She has sharp features. She have something wicked in her heart like a knife. And she had worn cap with a gown, which has a little button on it. And she was moving towards the corridor which led her to the music hall. Girls of all ages, rosy from the air and bubbling over with that gleeful excitement that comes from running to school on a fine autumn morning, hurried, skipped, fluttered by. From the hollow classrooms came a quick drumming of voices. A bell rang, a voice like a bird cried, Muriel. And then there came from the staircase a tremendous knocking. Someone had dropped her dumbbells. The girls, they become rosy from the air which blows, and they all were very excited to attend the class. They all were very happy because the school is running in a fine autumn season. It was the morning of a fine autumn season. They all were hurried towards the music hall, towards the classroom. From classroom they came out, a bell rang, and a voice like a bird came out, Muriel. And at the staircase, they feel some voice like knocking. Someone is coming towards the classroom. The science mistress stopped Miss Meadows. Miss Meadows were moving towards the music hall. In between, science mistress stopped her. Good morning, she cried in her sweet, affected drawl. Isn't it cold? It might be winter. Science teacher talked to the music teacher, Miss Meadows. She wished good morning first and then she asked in her sweet voice that isn't it cold today? Might be the winter is come. Miss Meadows, hugging the knife, stared in hatred at the science mistress. Everything about her was sweet, pale like honey. You would not have been surprised to see a bee caught in the tangles of that yellow hair. Miss Meadows have a hatred feeling for science mistress. She has a knife in her heart for her. When she asked, then she stared at science teacher in a hatred manner. She was looking sweet, pale like the honey, but actually we can say that Miss Meadows is like a bee who can catch into the yellow hair of someone. Means she have not good feeling for science mistress. It is rather sharp, said Miss Meadows grimly. The other smiled her sugary smile. She smiled unwillingly and said, yes, it is little bit sharp. You look frozen, said she. Her blue eyes opened wide. There came a mocking light in them. Science teacher, told her that you look frozen. And her blue eyes opened very wide. It was looking that someone is mocking at her. When science teacher said the music teacher that you are looking frozen. Frozen means ठंड से जम जाना, जमाव बिंदु. Her blue eyes become wide. And she felt that she is mocking at me. Actually, she was not mocking, but she felt that because she has hatred for her. Oh, not quite as bad as that, said Miss Meadows, and she gave the science mistress in exchange for her smile a quick grimace and passed on. She said, no, 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 it is not quite bad. And she gave a smile again to science mistress and went away to her way. Forms 4, 5 and 6 were assembled in the music hall. The noise was deafening. On the platform by the piano stood Mary Beasley, Miss Meadows' favorite, who played accompaniments. She was turning the music stool. When she saw Miss Meadows, she gave a loud warning, "Shh, girls!" And Miss Meadows, her hands thrust in her sleeves, the baton under her arms, strode down and sent her aside, mounted the steps, turned sharply, seized the brass music stand, planted it in front of her, and gave 2 sharp taps with her baton for silence. 4, 5, and 6 students were assembled in the music hall, and the noise was too much that it can make any person deaf. And on the platform with the piano, one student whose name was Mary Basil. She stood there, and she was Miss Meadows' favorite student. She always played piano in the music class. She was turning the music stool when she saw that our miss is coming, our teacher is coming. She warned the students by silence sound and said, "Keep silence." Miss Meadows entered into the hall with her sleeves. She has a small stick in her arm. She stood at the center of the hall, and she made the music stand in correct position and planted it in front of her. She gave 2 sharp taps of the baton on the music stand to make everyone quiet. "Silence, please," immediately, and looking at nobody, her glance swept over that sea of colored flannel blouses with bobbing pink faces and hands squaring butterfly hair bows and music books outspread. She said, "Silence, please," and immediately silence was there. Every student have no courage to glance at Miss Meadows, and they, with the colorful blouses, with the pink faces and hands, with the butterfly hairs, bows, everyone opened the music books. She knew perfectly well what they were thinking. Miss Meadows knew about the students, that what they were thinking about. Maddie is in a wax. Well, let them think it. Her eyelids quivered. She toasted her head, defying them. What could the thoughts of those creatures matter to someone who stood there, bleeding to death, perched to the heart by such a letter? The poet said that she knew very well what her students were thinking, but she paid no attention, because it doesn't matter for a person who has too much bleeding to death. Bleeding to death means she has a great tension, she has a great hatred in her heart for someone. So she never pay attention to the thinking of the student. And she has this type of heart because of a letter. I feel more and more strongly that our marriage would be a mistake. Not that I do not love you. I love you as much as it is possible for me to love any woman. But truth to tell, I have come to the conclusion that I am not a marrying man, and the idea of settling down fills me with nothing. But and the word disgust was scratched out lightly and regret written over the top. What was written in the letter? It was the letter from the Miss Meadows' fiance's side. He has written, "I feel very strongly that the decision of our marriage is a mistake." He said that I am not telling this because I do not love you. I love you too much that I can love to any woman. But he said that truthfully I want to say that I came on to a conclusion. What is the conclusion? That now I am, at this time I am not a man to marry. And to settling down, the idea of settling down the family is nothing for us till now. And he said that I am very disgusted to inform you this thing. And upside the letter, the great word also written, which means sorry. Okay, today we will stop here.